Now, we've just heard some stories about the higher security fees that Congress approved for airline tickets, different higher fees, and passengers are sitting there thinking, how am I going to be saving money? Because I got to spend and I got to travel. We got Cathi Banks with us, and she's a travel expert. Good morning, Cathi. We're going to get some advice from you today, I think, aren't we?
Yes, I'm going to let you know about some fees that are increasing on your plane ticket.
Oh, my gosh, we don't like that. So, okay, so the is it because the airline industry is consolidating? Is that why we're sort of seeing these fees go higher? They need more money from us.
Well, this particular fee is because your government needs more money from you. This is a airline security fee that came into play after 9/11 when the Transportation Security Administration first came into existence.
Okay.
Up until last week, those fees were $250 for each flight. So let's say, for instance, you were flying from your home city to a hub and then on to your destination city. It would be $250 and $250 on the way out, and then $250 and $250 on the way back. So you would pay $10 in TSA fees. That's what you've been paying for years.
Okay, so $12.
Yeah. Now, they restructured yesterday. It was effective. They restructured. Now it's $5.60 each way. So rather than paying $250 and $250, you're paying $5.60 for the whole thing.
Okay.
So if you're taking a connection, it's not that big of a deal. But the biggest difference is, like, let's say I'm here in Dallas, and we fly nonstop everywhere because we're a hub. So if for me to fly like Dallas, New York, Dallas, I used to only pay a total of $5. And now I'll pay $11.20. So it's the biggest increase for nonstop. But still, I mean, the amount of money we're talking, it's not enough to make someone go, wow, well, that's just too much. I'm not going to pay it.
That breaks the bank right here. That's it. We can't go, honey.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have the $5 extra. I'm so sorry. So it isn't a fair increase. It's a tax increase. And incidentally, the additional money is not going to the TSA. They're not going to hire nicer screeners or anything like that. It's going into the general fund.
Huh.
It's just going to regular government bills.
So we sort of feel like we're being nickel and dimed already, but this one we can't help. How can we save money on the other end by making sure that if we do have to pay these extra fees for the general fund, how do we get to save money in our own accounts?
How would William Shatner do it?
Exactly.
Oh, man, I think Shatner, he just, like, walks up to the airplane and buddy mom.
I think you're right.
right,
I think he's doing well
Him
at
and
his
Chuck
age
Norris,
to be doing that much stuff here. There are some ways we can cut some costs, though, aren't there, Kath?
There are, and you mentioned airline consolidation at the top of the interview, and that is the biggest effect for the biggest increases. Now, when airlines come up and have an airfare increase, you're not just talking $5 or $10. You're talking some more substantial money. And with all the consolidation, you know, whereas before, if there used to be competition in a certain market and now there's not, I mean, we all know what happens when there's no competition.
Exactly.
And not only there's no competition between airlines, but now the competition is between me and everyone else to get the seats on that airplane.
Yeah,
so,
trying to get ourselves at a window seat.
Or even on the 9 o'clock flight,
good
having to take the 6 a.m., you know, the flight you want even is filled up. So the biggest favor you can do yourself is advance. Figure out where you're going and when, and go ahead. In fact, my husband and I just charted out for the next, 15 months all the different trips in our company so we can start. Okay, we got to look at this one. Now we got to look at this one. We got to look at this one.
So it's an individual thing.
We hate that for you, Kath, that you have to go look at all those places too. You know that, don't you? All right. How about some travel? How about some travel tips that can save us a little time? I don't travel very often, and I find that I end up buying this or buying that at a crazy price because I've forgotten it. I mean, there's some
you
things
forgot
that,
how much you should be paying.
Yeah, you travel all the time. What are some of the things that you do to kind of make things easier for you?
As far as your belongings, that sort of thing?
Anything that traveling, packing the bag, making sure that we got all the right stuff here, or just some of the things that make it a little bit easier.
You know, there are some apps that help. There are packing apps now on your smartphone, and you can actually keep separate packing lists. All right, because when you go see grandma, that's a different packing list than when you're going to a beach resort,
yes.
That kind of thing. You can keep separate packing lists, and so when you're on the trip, you're like, oh, man, I should have brought X. You can actually change your packing app right there. So, yes, you did mess up that time, but next time it's on your list, and you will remember, oh, yeah, last time I really wish that I had this. Another thing that I do, and, as you can imagine, I travel a little bit. In fact, I'm leaving again tomorrow, but I keep a separate toiletry kit packed with duplicates of everything. So I don't have to remember to throw my brush in the suitcase at the last minute or whatever because I have another one and it's already in there. So I find that really helpful, but it wouldn't work if you only traveled, once a year. But it is helpful for me.
I know some of the NASCAR guys here because we're so close to the NASCAR home here and everything that they just have a bag and she just swaps out the full bag for another one because they come in on a Sunday and go back out on a Thursday or something. So they just and off they go.
That's smart.
Yeah, that is.
I love it.
Wow.
Well, so he better be nice to her because, he could end up with no underwear for the week.
You're darn right. You're darn right. Going commando there in the pits is not exactly the way you want to do either. That can tell you.
Right.
Wow.
Take
All right.
first, right?
Can we save money by going through like a local travel people? Do they have better prices than we can find on the phone?
Well, here's the deal. I do believe that over the term of your traveling life that you are better off developing a relationship with a local travel agent who knows your preferences, knows your habits, has your best interest at heart. Because let's say, and most travel agents these days do have to charge a fee to just issue an airline ticket, just a plain airline ticket.
Sure.
Because there's not commission from the airline anymore, and you have to pay the light bill. But that travel agent sits there and looks at airfares all day long, whereas you might be taking this one trip and so you're researching it, but she does it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so she might know an alternate city you could fly into or out of. She might know, oh, wait, that airline that, you might never have heard of, that's a good option, or just all kinds of different options that you might not have thought of. So while you might pay a fee to use her, over time, it is going to save you money, it's going to save you convenience, and you're going to have a better experience because really, people say, what's the cheapest? Well, really, most people aren't looking for the cheapest. They want a good value for what they actually want.
Sure.
But really, you're not looking to stay in a flea bag place and fly the red eye. You want a good experience, and that's really what a travel agent delivers.
Interesting.
Amen.
Now, are there apps that we can find better prices for as far as flights themselves?
There certainly are apps where you can look. For that kind of a search, I usually do prefer a desktop. And there's all kinds of sites where you can compare. Orbitz is one you can compare.
Lord, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I personally, just looking for just a plain airline ticket for researching purposes, I might research on some of those, but if I'm going to buy it online, I go from there to the airline's own website, because then if something happens, like a schedule change or just something that needs attention, if I've done it, let's just use Orbitz here as an example, when I call the airline to try and get some help, there are some situations where they might say to me, oh, well, you need to call Orbitz customer service because since you did this to them, I can't help you. And I just don't want that layer there unless it's an actual human travel agent because, then I know like Susie down at the travel agency has my best interest at heart and I can get a hold of her and I don't have to explain my entire life story and try and make her care about me. She already cares about me, so she's going to advocate on my behalf. But I don't want like an anonymous website in the middle.
Sure. Now, how can we get information on you? You have a website that we can find out a little more of these tips as we want to get
Obviously,
more
we
in
meet
depth.
she and her husband at the airport is where we meet them because that's where they spend a lot of time.
What's your website, Kathy?
Exactly right. Our website is legacytravel.com.
Legacy
and
Travel.
also, legacytravel.com. And then we're also at facebook.com/legacytravel.
All right. Cathi Banks, she's a travel expert, definitely getting our ducks in a row for winter travel.
Good stuff, Kath.
Well, thank you so much.
All right.
We appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great day and hope you have a safe trip.
Oh, thank you. You have a great day as well.
Good luck with all your stuff.
It is News Talk FM 94.3 WRHI. What a tough job she has to go
I
places,
know.
and they have to do that. I know people who do this, and she
Schedule
writes
all those
probably.
flights?
She writes and things and travels, and that's the gig.
Yeah, really.
That's
it's
the
a personal preferences. You like that word.
All right, it's News Talk FM 94.3 WRHI.